Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing Applejack as a sea pony. So I'm just going to jump in and start off with drawing a circle for the head. Take your time drawing a circle if you do struggle to try and get them symmetrical, and you can always use an object to draw around, or was it a protractor? I think it's a protractor, isn't it? That makes circles. So I'm just going to divide it into 4 quarters as we usually do. You want a curved line over to the left hand side and then a curved line towards the bottom of the circle. This is going to mark out where the eyes are going to be. So I'm going to draw a big kind of oval shape here, taking up a big area of this section over there. That's the first eye. And the second eye over here, going to be a little bit more squashed. We want to make sure they're roughly the same height. Yep. And then I'm going to draw like a little circle here just to mark out where the muzzle will be. Cool. So her eyes are kind of facing towards this direction, up and out. So I'm just going to draw another curved line. Technically it should be another oval inside this oval, and then another one again. And then another one, and one more, just a small one there, and I'm just going to shade this in, so this will be her pupil. Okay, now we're just going to define the lid of her eye by making this, the top of this oval, top of her eye even, a little bit more defined. Just make it a little bit darker, a little bit thicker. And add 3 eyelashes. Now we can go back to drawing them curled like usual. The last one was Rainbow Dash. She has kind of like straight eyelashes, not really feminine or like curly or wispy. So add a bit more definition to the eye. So there's the first eye. So now let's move on to the second eye. So it's always tricky when drawing eyes from an angle. I'm just drawing a little bit more of a defined line. So this is going to be the outside. We're going to draw a line for the iris, and then a line for the pupil, and then big line again, and a small, or 2 circles even. There we go. And no eyelashes on that eye because the hair is going to cover them up. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw the ear shape roughly, which is going to be like an oval up here. And then I'm going to map out the top of her hair. So I'm going to draw like a rough circular shape over here, and then another squashed one there, so you get that, and then a big circular shape over here, almost like this is going to make a love heart. Then another little circle over here. Okay, I'm just going to map out her body as well while I'm mapping things out. So I'm going to draw a circle over here, if you can just see past these shadows, for her chest. And her body's going to come out like this, and then curve down. We want to map out a big circle at the bottom for her tail. Kind of a squashed oval this time. Don't have to press down hard at all, it's just mapping out a rough idea of where it's going to land. I always like to do this just to make sure that things are in proportion. So you don't want like a head being bigger or the tail being bigger, or like spend ages working on the hooves and then the hooves aren't in proportion to the rest of her body. So we're going to draw a circle over here, just adjacent to this, a little bit further down than halfway, and then a bigger circle underneath, and then up here another circle. Technically this should be kind of not above this circle, I've just made a wrong mistake. Need a circle just to the right of, higher up but to the right at an angle, and then a bigger circle down there. They're going to mark out her hooves. All will become clear in a bit. Right, so if I just go back to her head, so we're going to draw her ear. So you want to come out, draw a point, come back down, and then draw the reverse point inside her ear. So we've got that kind of shape. Now her hair, using what we mapped out earlier, her hair wants to come out, follow this oval shape, come down, and then swoop up into a bit of a curve. Come back down, come back out and point, and then come back down. So we've got that kind of shape. Now we're just going to go up here, kind of up to this line, the middle of this line, or the root of this line even, and then just follow the rest of the head round. So we've got that kind of a wispy shape, almost like a, I was going to say like an ice cream, not really, but anyway. So I'm just going to draw a few lines, probably about 3 or 4, just because it's kind of her hair, but like her fins. You get the spiel by now. Go through this every episode. Yep. Now we're going to draw her, the side of her head. Actually, I'm going to draw a muzzle first. So if we just zoom in a second, just draw her muzzle. So we want to come out, follow this circle that we drew earlier. Come out not at a harsh point, but kind of curve down. Come up into a little bit of a point. Then if we come down and then curve up and have these two lines connect, then we want to come out and draw a line next to that line that we've just made. And then come up and kind of meet with the rest of her head, if that makes sense. So I'm just seeing if that looks right. I think I made her muzzle a little bit too big, but there we go. So there we have a muzzle. So if you want to come down and from her ear, come down to meet this circle what we marked out earlier for her chest. So if we want to do more or less a straight line, but then curve out ever so slightly for the top of her chest, we want to come towards her, the middle of her chin, almost where this line ends that we made earlier, and then kind of come out, just zoom out first, come out, then curve downwards, and that'll be the bottom of her tail and her back. Right, so if I'm just going to fill in the hooves and we can do her hair. So her first hoof you want to come up, meet the top of this circle, the rough circle that we put as a guideline on it. Come down, follow the circle around the bottom of the hoof, and then come up to a point at the bottom of the top circle, and then come down this way. First hoof done. Now the second hoof we're gonna come out from inside of a chest with a line. You don't want these lines to be too harsh. You want them to be nice and like curvy. Don't be afraid to make them curvy. Come down at the bottom of the hoof. Come up to the bottom of the top circle. That hoof looks a bit messed up. That's better. And then come in and slightly go up. There we go. That's all clear. Just going to come down at the bottom of a chest. Follow the bottom of this circle that we marked out for a chest earlier. And curve round. And almost have these two meet but might not touch each other. You want them to come down into a little bit of a thinner point. This is going to be the top of her tail. So I think she's looking pretty good so far. So I'm just going to add a rough circle over here. This is going to mark out her fins on the side of her back. And then we're going to do the top of her hair. So this circle that we made earlier, remember me saying it looked like a little bit like a love heart. Just going to use it as a guide as always. So we're going to come out from the top of her ear, come right round, follow the circle, and then go in. So it's kind of like you're doing half of a love heart. See that clearly. And then we're going to draw some lines again. So usually probably about 4 or 5 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to have these lines be nice and curvy and just use the shape of her fin or hair, whatever you want to call it, as a guideline. Nice swervy like S shapes. So she's got like a little bit of a, what we would call them a bobble in the UK, but like a scrunchie or like a tie or whatever, I don't know what to call it. I'm just going to colour that in red a little bit, like a ponytail. And then we did a rough circle over here. We're going to follow the circle around, so it starts off round at the bottom, but it comes in on itself like a reverse S shape. Comes out a point, comes back round, point, up, point, and then down and round. So you end up with like this. There we go. And then we're going to add a few little lines. Again, just here. Okay, so that's her hair more or less done. Now she has got a hat. I might add the hat last, just as a last touch. I guess her hat is a pretty important part of her character, because she's kind of like a cowboy. But yeah, I'll add the hat last. Alright, so next is this little fin on the back of her back on a caboose. Right, so it's kind of a weird shape, but it's almost like a club in a game of cards. I'm just going to go out and draw it. So it wants to come out and round, and then kind of in and pointed. Come out and round, in and pointed. And instead of going out and round again, you want to come out and do a short point and curl the line round again. Just like that. Now she's got 3 little apples on here, so this is going to be a cutie mark. So I'm just going to draw 3 apples just really quick. Kind of done this wrong, but oh well. Take a little bit more time to do these if you want. And then I'm just going to add some lines in the background. There we go. And now we're almost done. I'm just going to add a few scales on her back here. So these are kind of like U shapes. And now we're going to move on to a tail. So, just to zoom out a little bit. So, using this squashed oval as a rough guide, kind of want to draw an upside down heart almost. So, I'm just going to go ahead and draw these 2 big curvy lines. Yeah, and then let's see if we can zoom in. Camera's at a weird angle, so that's as far as I can zoom in, so I'll have to do it. Right, and then at the bottom she's got like the same kind of tie thing that she had in her hair at the top. She's got in the bottom of the tail, which is kind of a weird design, but oh well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and draw that and then colour it in red roughly. And then it comes out with 2 bits of tail at the end. So one curves up this way, almost like a mustache. And then you want to draw an S shape and curve out the other way. There we go. Now, her tail does have a parting, so you just want to draw an elongated, like a normal eye shape, I guess. Just like that. And then we want to draw kind of like a shell shape, like all the little mer ponies have. Roughly about 5 U's going in and out. And then we're going to do 2 nice long curved lines on each of these fins. And then follow them through for this weird mustache shape at the bottom. There we go. I'm just going to add 3 little circles there for her freckles, which normally would be white, and then I'm just going to add a few little bubbles. And there you have it, more or less. But you know what? I am going to add a hat on the end. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller because I've not got much room for it. So, do you know what? I'm going to have to leave it. If you really want to see the hat, I can show you the hat. But I'm going to leave it for now. Because, to be fair, the hat would come. I've kind of done the page wrong, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but here she is. Here's Applejack. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. one more pony to do, and then we're done with My Little Pony. We can move on to Steven Universe. So the last one is Twilight Sparkle, which should be fun. So I hope you join me in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. Tag me in this if you draw this tutorial. Just tag me in it. If you want me to do any other Mer Ponies or any other My Little Pony characters, let me know. Just comment below and I'll add them to the list. There's more tutorials here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.